And we have a $50 gift card for you for being on time. If you have your thing on there.
If you're taking it, I'm gonna do it.
What?
He's manifesting. One fell out. One fell out. And I put it back in.
Oh my God.
There you go.
We need like a bowl. All right. 06605180.
No, it's not.
No.
80. Who has 80?
5180.
Then?
Oh, they're not here.
No, they're definitely here.
Mine 165, I get
9. Byron.
5180.
Wow.
What's your ticket
What?
number?
They took one and left already? Wow, that's impressive. Impressive. Like, what? 5186.
Nice.
Oh, wait, there's more.
There's more. We're doing also a lavalier. So lavaliers, you know, those people who are on show, they have a mic. You can hear. How many of you have issues when you're putting videos with volume, right? Now you have a lavalier that attaches to your phone. It attaches to your phone.
2 mics.
With two, they can even do like an interview.
Anybody with a mini mic, go up and.
So we're giving this away as on-time drawings. So keep your card. We're gonna mix it up again. One draw.
I'm in the back.
Yeah.
A new raffle spinner, okay?
Duct tape.
Yeah, much. Rich.
This is rigged, Donald Trump style.
One fell out.
Just for Rick. Just for Rick.
You do better.
That's right.
You
Oh, let's mix it up.
Yeah, this is how they were counting Biden votes.
All right, ready? 5178.
Oh, that's me. Oh, now, you get your.
I need how she can make videos.
So congratulations for being on time. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna fix their mark. The fourth, will I win? Okay. TCPA, please don't spam people.
Okay, well, you went too fast.
Yeah. You wanna do- Tell me something good. I don't give a lot. Also, I just got back from Costa Rica.
Nice.
10 days. I can tell you it's really nice. You should go next time. Did some ATV in, walks on the beach, work through your vacation. Audited
Right.
through my vacation. So if you got your file audit, if you have a transaction, you probably saw me file audit through my vacation. But making it happen for the Market Center. Who else? Tell us all good.
We have our barbecue this weekend and I'm super excited. My best friend's gonna be in town, so she gets to actually meet everybody from my office for one. And Alex just got like 20 buckets of water balloons, so we're gonna have a water balloon fight. I'm excited.
I got 2 new 5-gallon buckets just to marinate enough chicken. We got the Costco. It's
Super
gonna
excited.
be awesome. Come Friday, I'll be marinating with 2 5-gallon buckets. Marinate. All right. Anyway, come on.
Okay, so it has officially been 1 year since I love California.
Wow.
Last year when it occurred, I was at my son's birthday at Universal Studios on the VIP tour, following around, talking to attorneys like this. So last weekend, we did a redo and went to Universal Studios and reset his whole birthday. No horrendous calls while I was there, which was pretty awesome. But I wanted to just, like, a year in review, just share some gratitude, because everyone in this office has been so supportive, and I'm so grateful to be here. I think that's my something good, is I get to spend my time with all of you and get to rebuild the business. And I mean, I'm working my butt off, but I love it, and I'm so grateful. So thank you.
That sounds good.
For those of you who know, I love football. And Brock Purdy is back and fully cleared to practice after that injury last season. Ready.
I'm Got pulled that report.
Brock Purdy's good, so he already passed Tom Brady.
So it's it.
Who does he play for?
Look,
Question you don't.
yeah. It's not worth my.
Remember, real estate good. Real estate good.
Right.
Real estate good.
Specifically real estate.
Okay, I have,
Let's see.
I closed my first deal.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, I closed my first build on it.
We're on win-win or no deal. I want to make sure you understand win-win or no deal. When I approach you, especially if you have broker issues or other compliance issues you're interacting with, something like that, I'm going to make what's a win-win. That means a lot of people will like to negotiate and says the other side has to lose for me to win. And actually, if you negotiate on a way that says both sides win, then you're going to have a much more solid transaction. And then you're going to be a lot better about this. And some of you are seeing that in your negotiations now. When you were doing listings during COVID, you're like, no contingencies, 5,000 ounce and waive appraisal. And now you're having to like, give all the contingencies, give a credit, you know, to make things work. So just understand, win-win, no deal, that is important. Anyone want to give an example of it?
I got a win-win or no deal. On our Springview Meadows listing, we went into contract, we accepted an offer, all cash originally, and they worked with us on finding a replacement property. We found a replacement property. The buyer did their inspections and they came back with a large amount off of the list price in order to make it work. For them, our seller was like, no, we'll actually get a real inspection on this and get some bids and all that. And there was not a win-win option, so it was no deal. Now, with that said, we went back on the market and in 3 days had 2 offers in hand, and we didn't even make it to the weekend for open houses before accepting an offer. Their agent and the buyer knew everything that was going on, and they just asked for what was appropriate for that house, and they really liked it, so we're back in contract on it.
So that's a good example of where you do a reasonable ask and you're trying to make it a win for both sides. You're going to win. You start to get out of that realm, people start saying no, start reacting harshly. So,
Right.
how many of you are feeling that right now? It's really kind of a hot, cold market at the same time right now. Right? How many of you have listings that are sitting a little bit for a while? Right? How many of you have listings that are like moving real quick? Like that, 2 offers before the weekend, right? And I want to say that because of interest rates and things like now, the market is very sensitive to price. I should say, very sensitive to the payment amount that the buyers are going to pay, very sensitive to the payment that they're going to pay. So some things you need to do, if your buyers were approved a month or 2 ago and now they're finally getting in contract, before you write that contract, you might want to actually go back to your lender and say, hey, can you quote their payment at today's rate, not 2 months ago? Because we're seeing a lot of cancellations happen when they get into contract and 3 days later, they're getting that new payment because the rate's 7.5% and not 7 back then. And suddenly they're going to sticker shock and cancel it, right? So if you're on the list side, just be careful of that, right? Make sure you're vetting the lending side. We're seeing a lot of lending fall apart on these transactions. So make sure you're doing that. And if you have a listing and they're sitting, it's likely a price condition issue. Buyers are going to be very sensitive to that, very sensitive to that. If you're at a high price point, you're probably going to be sitting there for a while. Just know, if you go into trends, don't look at the days on market, just put your price point in up days on market, and you'll see that days on market go extremely long. So just know if you're at a high price point, buyers who are luxury buyers in a market that's kind of a little bit upsetting and scary, they tend to hold back a little bit. So those markets, those times tend to elongate a little bit. So don't be scared about the list, but understand that pricing is important on your listing. Pricing is important, right? So, all right. Sorry, a little digression. Okay. Welcome to the family, Darnbeard and Edith. Edith, you're here.
Right here.
Oh, Edith. Welcome, Edith.
I worked for the state for 28 years at Department of Healthcare Service as a chief for Medi-Cal provider enrollment. to make sure that the providers who enrolled were up to par to provide good service to a really needed community. And I was in charge of the fraud. I retired to take care of my grandson, who I'm so obsessed with. He's 5, he'll be turning 6. And I always wanted to do real estate when I was younger, but I just didn't. So now that I retired, I'm like, I'm going to do that. And I'm really, really happy here at Keller Williams. I signed on with them. I came to school here, and Stephen was our instructor. He's great. And everybody has been very, very welcoming, everyone. And 2 days ago, one of the people that I had contacted decided that she was going to list her house with me. So I'm really excited.
We were having a great conversation. It's like, John, you were right. I started calling people. I felt a little bit scared about that, but I started calling people, and now she has a listing. Now she has 3 buyers that she's working with.
Yeah, so I just, I was nervous, especially like call my family. I'm like, oh no, it's a solicitor or something. But that's what I had to get out of my comfort zone and really just tap into the people I know. And even when I sold something on Marketplace, the young lady, we started talking, and she said, oh, me and my husband are in the market to buy a house. I go, oh, well, I'm a realtor. So I've been just really putting myself out there and just talking and telling people, calling and emailing them and putting out there on social media. But I'm really excited to be here. Everybody has been very welcoming.
Well, welcome you to. So
Thank
you
you.
for that. Congratulations to first close. We already talked about this a little bit. Scott, Misty, Maria, congratulations. Have to get this first close.
Caseburg and Roseville. Stephen is my sponsor. And I work very close with him. And we went through the process, and the buyer came through that transaction.
No, I don't see.
Yes.
Was it from an open house?
Yes.
So wait, you have to leave doing an open house on a listing that one.
I'll be honest with you. My goal is to be a buyer's agent. I just have a thing for helping people. And something good came out of that this past week. I got my first 17 walking through the door families on this past Saturday, and I was working by myself. And it showed me that I had the tenacity to direct traffic. Yeah, you can become overwhelming, but if you do your homework and you have some details intact, one go this way, one go the way, you go right here, everybody won't run into stuff. But anyway, that was something good. But yeah, out of open houses, that's basically what I do right now, is open houses. I look one day to do this thing, but that's not my push.
No, Steve, so just talking to people.
It's platform.
So how
You
do you
have
pursue
buyers,
it?
you got listed, you gotta have buyers. So you want to fulfill your base on getting buyers, learning how, that's my goal.
So how did you do your first close?
Also open house. I hosted an open house, met these people, they weren't quite ready to buy yet, and just stayed in touch with them, and they came through in May and we closed in July, so they waited, they had to sell a house back in Wisconsin before they could buy out here, so we waited for that to happen, and then we literally put an offer in on a house, and it was accepted a week after they closed their house on.
Congratulations. Actually, I think we're gonna end up in our lecture. What's your first close?
1.19.
Whoa, 1.9. Congratulations. All right. Just closed July, last 2 weeks of July. Congratulations, Dexter closing 3. It's sort of hidden this fast. He just walks in.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool. If you don't know, he's methodical about farming his neighborhood, and he's closing stuff. So 3, Bauman, Aspen, 3, Farm 2, Jenny 2, Amy 2, congratulations, Brian, Dolores, Eternity, Genevieve, Harpreet, Jose, Chris, Lacey, Luke, Marco, Maria, Matthew, Melinda, Nada, Nan. Rich, Scott, and Stephen, congratulations to everyone. It's still happening out there. Oh, sorry, I'm still 84, sir. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way.
By the way.
Here's all your numbers.
There you go.
Oh, I have something good I wanted to say. Back when I first started, I had mentioned that we were gonna have a bio seminar at my church as we speak right now. We're working on the flyer, working on the logo and all that there kind of stuff. So we are in full bloom, so that will be happening at Mount Calvary Baptist Church. On August 26th.
Congratulations. So, you just talk to people.
Yeah.
Talk to a lot of people. Things happen, right? It's about relationships. So. All right, picture listings. Who has listings?
291 West Lake still on market. They're dropping the price either today or tomorrow to $1,025,000. It backs up to the park there. 2 master suites, 1 downstairs, 1 upstairs. It is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3,600 square feet in the Rivers community. It's a great community in West Sac gated. Has 30 acres of parks, a couple pools, all that stuff. Great community. That one's still live. We also have 2552 Villa Terrace. That's 1,500 plus square feet. 2-bedroom, 2.5, 3.5 bath, no 2.5 bath, with a loft area. It's in Sierra Oaks. Gated community, only 24 homes built in that area, low HOA. Great entry level for Sierra Oaks, if you know Sierra Oaks. It's listed at $612,500. We have a land listing, 100 Ford Road, that is 0.74 acres. A similar parcel sold across the street from ours, where they split it into 4 units, put 4 houses on it, and sold the homes. We're in process of getting plans for that from AZ, and we'll upload that to MLS. So if you have any developers,
Yeah, any small developers or investors that want to do small builds, we have it. We're already getting plans designed by AZ that you can get approved for you, permitted and everything.
yeah, and then
Get
next
built on that property.
next week we have a couple more going live. I'll give you a little brief synopsis. One is on West El Camino. Price, I think we're gonna go at 300,000. It's a new roof. It is a probate sale. No court authority, so seller has full authority to sell. Then we have another one in Elk Grove that's 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I think it's 2,000 square feet on the east side of 99. That's going at 607. So those are going to go live next week. There's possible open house opportunities as well on any of our listings. Just contact me with the show notes.
All right. Anyone else? Picture listings. All right.
I have gorgeous home in Davis,
Yes.
Old Willow Bank. It's been on the market for over 30 days already, so just want to give you guys a heads up. 7 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 5391 square feet, pool, outdoor kitchen, multiple HVACs, multiple septics, city water, but technically it's county of Yolo. So if you guys want to do any improvements, additions, whatever you want to do, you don't have to go through the city of Davis. That's a little help there.
Yeah, resale inspection with the city of Davis on that one.
That's a no.
That's awesome.
Yes, only 2,250,000 open houses happening this weekend. Bring your
I
buyers.
guess we should have a KW broker open wine and food.
You said,
I'm gonna pass this along. Go ahead and use the QR code to scan it. It's the property website. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Anyone else? Picture listings. No one else has listings? Come on, people.
I got one, yeah, I do have. I don't know the address of it, so I.
Well, you work on the glass. You work on the dress.
Gentlemen,
Go ahead, man.
I got one coming up this Friday on Thomas Park. It's 1,800 square footage, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We're gonna be hitting the market right around the 560 to 570 range.
what's the address?
7 Boswell Court,
On Boswell.
Boswell. Yeah, so walking distance to the clubhouse is at the end of the cul-de-sac. And at the end of the cul-de-sac, there is a park right there as well. So really awesome opportunity. I think there's gonna be open house available for that Saturday. If you guys are interested, just let me know. And we could get you guys on the books.
Awesome.
I still remember when you used to do all your open house, Brian.
Moving up in the wall there.
Can't do the opposite.
Him all over this part.
Anyone else, put your listings, that's your primary.
35, yeah, I did. It's 3517 Bridgeford Drive, so that's 95834. No HOAs over there. They've done substantial remodeling. Added a RV access page. They did a really nice job on that. Paid like $30,000 just for that. It's got solar, a new Tesla solar system that is currently not, it's going to be, by close of escrow, it will be fully paid off by the owner. So there's, it's an incredible value. It looks beautiful. And I'm trying to get a price here, but it's gonna be priced competitively, I'll say that. So
What's competitive?
competitive in which market? $399. Try 450.
450.
Yeah,
Richard.
I think it's 450.
There you go. All right, well, put your listings. So forth. Mark Thunder News, this Saturday. Be at the park, bring your family, we're gonna have lots of fun. Tony and I are cooking, we have a big old grill, we're gonna cook some hamburgers and chicken.
Give some hot dogs, and everybody bring a dish to share, please.
Yeah, please bring a side dish to share, we would love to help you, we're gonna have bounce house, music, water balloons. I have to make so many.
It's not supposed to be super hot, it's only supposed to be in the mid-90s, so. Okay, we're good.
But
Not that much.
you want to bring your shade cover, that's fine, shade cover.
It was 105 last year. It was miserable. This year will not be miserable.
And if you complain to me about how hot it is, I will throw a water balloon. That is my solution to that. There you go. All right, so please sign up, you guys, we love it, it's a lot of fun, we love having that. Tailgate for our River Cap game is happening on the
Friday.
15th of Friday of September. So please sign up for that, there's a QR code there, we'd love to see you there, that is a lot of fun as well. Woo.
You should go. You should go. Oh, Miss G, it's so fun.
Well, here you go. Now, Miss G, you go. All right, let's learn ChatGPT. Who has used ChatGPT? Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome.
Y'all know I use it.
Yeah, that is crazy.
We know your,
Sam
we
GPT?
know your vocab. Yeah.
Please don't just copy and paste and send out to the world. Bruce would not like you to do that. Because it does, ChatGPT is not perfect. It does do like, fair housing violations in there and stuff like that. It's been proven. So just make sure when you write description things, if you check it, so it's not doing fair housing violations. Is that correct?
That is absolutely.
And then who uses Canva?
Of course.
Okay, if you want to get to know, dive in the world of Canva, if you know Canva, if you ever interacted with, there is like a billion tools in there that you could do, that you can make your stuff better. But if you want to dig into that, we have another lesson learned here to make that. Awesome. Technology. Third Thursday, August 17th, so next 17th is going to be our third Thursday mixer here. Bring some drinks, let's make this happen. That's a lot of fun. All right, club check-in. We have 315 contacts, 7 appointments set, 8 appointments held, 1 listing signed, 7 of us, 3 new escrows, 1 closing, 55 door knock. Please, 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 if you are struggling to do your lead gen.
Remember, that's just a week. And we have actually had some, our group, as you know, when you go longer than time, people kind of tend to leave. So this is our core group. There's only about 8 or 9 of us doing 315 contacts. This is just per week. If you'd like to grow your business, I know Scott's been really heavy into it. Dennis used to be. Hopefully he comes back. Ariel. I just called it. You just called out, but I told about that. But yeah, this is just weekly and it is accountability. So if you have goals that you want to share with others, when you share your goals with others, right, you're 70% more likely to at least attempt them, right? Because we know anybody can say anything that they want to do, and if you're not holding yourself accountable weekly, checking in. Also, big news on this, we are actually gonna dive into the MREA over the next 2 months. So this first month, if you want to jump in now, you can scan this QR code, it'll put it on your calendar. Right, we have one monthly meeting at the end of the month. Everything's on Mondays at 2 o'clock. The last Monday of the month typically, we'll do our monthly meeting, and in August, we're gonna go over the first 2 parts of MREA, do a deep dive into that so you can understand your business and what the goals are here, right? And then in September, we'll also do the back half of that. And you get to connect with other people in our group that says, hey, this is what we read, this is what we interpret as, and get ideas. Scott, can you share what you think about the masterminds on the monthlies?
Yeah, it's, well, one, it makes you read the book. Because if you don't, you're sitting there with your, fucking on your thumb, but they really contribute, so, but it's funny, I started listening to the books on audio tape while I'm riding my exercise bike every morning for 30 minutes, right? And you figure that I can get a lot of books in, in a month, and it's great to bounce the ideas off of others, because stuff that you missed in the book gets highlighted by other people, and it kind of makes the whole thing come to life a little bit.
Right. And I don't know if you've ever done a deep dive into MREA, if you haven't, or even read MREA, or maybe skimmed it or read it 20 years ago or something like that. If you actually do a deep dive into it, it actually tells you exactly what you need to do in your business. I mean, it literally tells you how to build a business. And I preach that even to our team. I'm like, leads, listings, leverage. Like, I know, I'm trying to, I mean, like, no, like, leads. Right? If we don't have enough leads, then we're not talking about this, we're talking about leads. If we won't talk about listings, do we have enough leads? Because leads, listings, leverage, right? So think about that. So there's a lot of concepts in there that can be a lot of good ahas. We'd love you to join us, even if you just want to join for the book and see how I feel it out. We'd love to see you there at MREA. I have MREAs in my office if you want to buy one out. They're only what, $10? You can buy an MREA. I have it in my office. Love to have you. All right. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Scott. Compliance corner. Chris goes. Fraudulent real estate property transfers. What the heck?
Okay, so show of hands. I know I get them. How many of you get the bulletins that come out from DRE in your email? And of the people that just raised their hand, how many have actually read that? Good for you guys. So I thought this one was super important because not only did DRE send a notice out about it, Metrolist is also advertising it. And for those of you who have not heard, this industry advisory that DRE sent out is concerning vacant land property transfer schemes. And I guess it's been a huge deal. They started notifying people of these things last fall. But essentially what's happening is these fraudsters, they are doing research, they're finding vacant land property. They're also doing this to vacation homes, vacant homes, and homes that are owned by foreign persons and the elderly. And essentially, they're pretending they're the owner. They hire a real estate agent and sell the property. Money gets wired into some bank account, God knows wherever they are, and then they disappear. And now there's, property's gone, and somebody's gonna have to jump through a lot of hurdles and get some legal help in order to get it corrected. So DRE has put the onus upon a licensee to do your proper due diligence. And what they're saying is part of your duty of care when you take a listing is to make sure that the person you're dealing with actually owns the property and has the authority to sell it. Now, that's not going to be too much help if they have a fake ID already set up. But I don't know about you, but I've been getting spam calls for the last 3 days. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, so what they said is, this is how the scam works. The people identify properties that are free of a mortgage. They identify the property owner, and this is including vacant lots, long-term rentals, vacation rentals, and properties owned by, as I said, elderly people or foreign owners. They pose as the property owner and contact a real estate agent, and say, yeah, I want to list my property. They request that it be listed at a below market value to generate immediate interest. They typically request that no for sale sign be put up on the property. They have a preference for cash buyers. They quickly accept the offer and they demand a quick closing. They refuse to meet in person oftentimes. They prefer to make contact with you through email, text, over the phone. They refuse to use video calling. They refuse to attend a signing and claim to be out of the state or country. They want to use their own notary. They provide, of course, false documents to the title company or closing attorney, and they insist that the proceeds be wired to them. Now, any one of those things that I just mentioned, you can run into those every day. But what they're saying is, be on the lookout if there is a preponderance of those factors. The more factors that exist, the more likely it is that this person is fraudster. How to prevent it? Before accepting the listing, DRE says you must take steps to establish and verify the identity of the property owner. Some tips to do that include request an in-person or virtual meeting and see their proper government identification. If they won't meet in person, require them to utilize the services of a third-party identity verification service provider. I've never heard of that before. Maybe some of you have. You have, Dennis?
No, I just wanted to, because I was thinking that you were saying that they were pretending to be the owner. So if we were to go and look back on tax records and it says a different name than
That's
you're
okay.
saying that they're saying that
They are pretending to be that person.
Ah,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Conduct an online search, basically stalk them on social media and stuff. Look for a phone number or recent photo is one way to combat it. Send via overnight. I like this. Send via overnight mail a copy of the electronically signed listing to the address or record with a request to confirm the listing's accuracy. So hopefully somebody gets something like that in the mail. They're going to respond back and say, hey, what's this? I never signed that. Require the property owner to provide a copy of a voided check with the seller's disbursement authorization form. If they go through more and more motions like this to have to prove who they are, they're more likely to be legit. And then use wire verification services to confirm the wire instructions match account details on the seller's disbursement authorization. So again, it's a big enough deal where we need to be concerned about it. And DRE feels that we really need to be concerned about it from a licensure point of view. So if you see this suspicious stuff, make sure you're just doing some rudimentary look through to make sure you're dealing with the actual.
Can you do us a favor and email us a copy of the steps that we should take?
I can email you a copy of the bulletin that DRE sent out.
Well, I think my in the folder.
You're a broker, I know you guys.
I do want to say this because as I'm auditing, a lot of you are representing entities, trusts, corporations, things like that. If you notice, if you're the one representing that entity in the sale or even the purchase, we are asking for evidence of authority. That means we are forcing you to do your due diligence to confirm that person is the actual person. I can tell you, I've seen listings signed with entities and it's good. And I don't see evidence of authority until we get to close, right? And because I ask it. So you guys, if there's a trust or an entity and someone just walks up and says, yeah, this is my company and I want to sell my home, like have a little due diligence on that. Say, hey, can I see your articles of incorporation? Can I see your organization? So that way they can, and if they can't produce those things, they're gonna have issues, right?
The other thing you can do really easy, because most of these LLCs and corps that you're gonna be dealing with, they're registered in California. And if it's an LLC and if it's a foreign LLC, meaning from another state, and they don't have authority to work with California, we don't have a record of it. Foreign corps have to register with California. So if you go and Google Secretary of State business search, you can go to the Secretary of State site, type in the name of that LLC or corporation, and it'll tell you who the major players are with that corporation. And that might also cause you to ask more questions.
this was a few years after the Davis, but, we had a file where it was, we were on the buy side listing that. Sorry, we're on the list side. It's a trust. Co-trustees. Two co-trustees sign. We go all the way to close. I'm still asking for evidence authority, I need to trust. After close of escrow, literally after close of escrow, the check's on hold. Finally, we get this trust document. And so I look at it and I say, hey, there's actually 3 co-trustees listed on this trust document, not 2. I only see 2 sellers signing, but there's 3 co-trustees. So I contact escrow and I said, hey, I got a QF saying you guys looked at this. Did you look at this? There's actually 3 co-trustees on this and we only have 2 signers on it. And our agent was like, they reported they owned it, they owned it. I only got the trust docs at the end, right? When I gave it to you, and so they turned to own it. Turns out it was a brother and sister and they were trying to screw the other sibling out of the money. They're trying to, so they sold it. So even within that, just make sure, that's why I'm asking for the doctor looking at it, make sure, because even they're legit, they may just try to screw someone else in that property. And that's often how elder fraud happens and things like that happen, right? When those things happen. I do that a lot, where they come in and it's the son and father, and the son's trying to take all the proceeds, right? And you're like, hey, look up that.
Quick question, please.
On Secretary of State, it also tells you on the articles of incorporation, who has the authority to do what. So you could, when you look at that document, you can compare it to, oh, well, because we did that a lot at work, they would try to hide who the real owner was.
Yeah.
So,
So even if they do articles of incorporation, if you go to the Secretary of State site, it should match. And if the name that's signing on the document is the name as a manager or owner on there, then you got an issue, right?
So I will tell you in title, we are sending out a letter for those, so it has to go to the property, verifying that it's not fraud.
Oh, smart. Okay. All right, scary stuff. Yeah, yes. Davey.
Yeah, most of the time, clients, they don't want to share their operating agreement or bylaws to the resident, so then we request title company, escrow officer to request for it, and then we make sure from that part, because sometimes SOA is not updated.
Correct, and sometimes, yeah. If they're fighting you and they don't want to do the privacy issues, escrow can do like a trust cert. Well, they'll go in and say, yeah, we got the docs, we certify these are the right people, and then we can use that as proof.
Well, usually with any trust, there's gonna be a certificate of trust anyway.
But usually it happens later, on the process, so.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and to piggyback off of what AD just said, so your statement of information, your articles of incorporation are public knowledge. You can pull that from the state Secretary of State database. So those don't necessarily confirm that that person is who they say they are. But it is the operating agreement, the bylaw, internal documents that are not accessible to the public that will help ensure. So.
I've never had an entity that I was doing business with or refused, like for an LLC, refused to provide me with a copy of an operating agreement, ever.
all the time I've asked for it is when whoever's listed on manager in the article is not the one signing, if there's someone authorized to sign. And usually if they're authorized to sign, they just put it, hey, we got a letter at this meeting, we authorize this person to sign on our behalf, right? And you can just get a letter. All right, sorry, that was, okay, take your breath.
Okay, so some of you may have known that the insurance markets are hard right now. We've had a problem with buyers trying to procure insurance on a property. Financially, it doesn't make sense, DTI issues, those types of things. Has anyone run into this lately? It's kind of wild out there and different organizations are not running different types of insurance. So like if you are headed over to a farmer's agent, if they reach their cap for the month of the amount of policies they can write, they cannot write a policy for you. If you call a State Farm agent, they're gonna be like, nah, bro, call someone else. In addition to that, a lot of insurance agents are kind of hiding right now because it's a really scary time and clients are having a lot of issues. Has anyone gotten an insurance renewal for their automobile in the last few months?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's scary out there right now, y'all. So there's a lot of things going on, and I said this probably 3 or 6 months ago when I stood up here and I said, hey, when you're having a conversation with your clients, please do not quote an amount for the insurance. Right? Everybody's nodding their heads, yes, I'm assuming none of you have had that happen. Because I've talked to a few other real estate agents outside of this office, and they've been quoting, oh yeah, it'll be like $1,000 a year for flood and home. And I go, I'm confused. That's not what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
Real estate
right?
license,
Yeah. So I tell people all the time, insurance is boring and challenging, and that's why I have a job. So let me have those type of conversations with you. Again, I'm just gonna kind of reiterate some of the challenges that were happening right now, in the insurance market. So there are profitability issues in the insurance market. We had a conversation with the Department of Insurance, Ricardo Lara, who's an elected official, a few weeks ago. Actually, it was not a conversation, it was a monologue. If that tells you how well it went.
On your side or on his?
On
side?
his side. So we are only recourse with reaction buttons, and boy, were they flying. So the Department of Insurance is not taking any accountability for the department or for the insurance market in California right now. You guys saw the Fed just increased interest rates again to the highest they've been in what, 20 something years?
Keep going.
Yeah, so insurance markets are also headed up the same way. So when it comes to affordability for buyers trying to get into homes, especially first-time home buyers, it's gonna be a real challenge. So I think the best thing that we can do is really educate people on what that looks like and make sure to have those conversations early so that people can make better choices. Does anyone have any insurance market questions right now?
You talked about flood insurance. Now, isn't flood insurance regulated nationally, so that shouldn't be affected.
So
Price
yes,
wise.
yes and no. So there's two kinds of flood insurance. There's national flood insurance, it's NFIP, so that's government flood insurance, right? And then we have private flood insurance. So the private flood insurance can vary in price, and so that's where we can kind of find discounts for clients. FHA loans are now allowing private flood insurance after December of this last year. So there is some opportunity to find less expensive flood insurance for clients. Doesn't always work, but we do always shop it when we're looking for clients. Not every broker has access to those types of things. So just if you're not using me, which should be, make sure to have that conversation and say, hey, are you only quoting NFIP or are you quoting private flood insurance for my clients as well? That's a really good question for you to be asked.
When is the bleeding gonna stop for insurance in California?
No. So I've said this a few times too, and I'm sorry if I'm a broken record, but I just wanted to make sure to have this conversation with all of you. Insurance, we have been paying less than the national average in California. Let that sink in for a second. It's not weird. Texas is more expensive for insurance than we are.
Should be.
But think about everything that we have going on in California when it comes to auto or home insurance and kind of what that looks like. We live in a capitalist society, and insurance people are not going to be in this state if they cannot make money. And right now they're not making money. They're actively pushing back on trying to write insurance. So oftentimes, like if we have an auto, they'll say, oh, it's a 10-day underwriting hold. And then they won't actually look at it, and we have to call in and they're like, yeah, just kidding, we didn't even look at it. Or if we have a homeowner, they'll put it on an underwriting home for a claim that never was occurred. They know that they're doing the wrong thing, but they're still doing it because they're trying to actually shut back on writing insurance right now. And it's not right, and I'm not taking their side at all. I'm just kind of talking about what the reality of the situation is. So again, when you're working with buyers, make sure to shop early and have that conversation with them. Make sure they know what they're getting into and make sure it's completely clear through underwriting rather than just getting an upfront quote. Also ask if you're selling in Natoma, double check to see if they're checking for that NFIP insurance or if they're actually like shopping around for a policy for your clients as well. I've seen a few deals fall out just because of the insurance. And I will tell you guys this. As an insurance agent, I will not write a policy just to hit DTI. And if you're working with an insurance agent who is, that is the wrong answer.
What's DTI?
Debt to income. So a lot of times we come up, we're like, that's the only thing that there's some wiggle room in towards the end of the transaction. And lenders have been asking me lately to kind of cook the book. That's fraud, y'all. I won't do it. So just be really aware of the fact that that also needs to be a conversation piece too.
For agents that don't know in here, can you just briefly describe what insurance options you provide? Because
Yeah.
right here, and I know we use you a lot. Because I know there's new faces and new people in here, and let's talk about what you offer.
Okay, so I'm an insurance broker. We do not charge brokerage fees in California. So that means I'm a personal shopper for insurance. Do I have all of the options all of the time? No, but I do have some really good options. We do personal lines insurance. That's kind of the bread and butter where you guys would come into play. So that's home, auto, life insurance, umbrella, those types of things. It's the personal use in the household. We also have commercial policies. We have business policies. We have kind of everything that you can imagine that insurance needs to be written, except for medical. That's not the ballpark that I play in, but I do know people. So if you have a question, I will definitely connect you to someone who can help you. One of the things that we've been seeing a lot lately, and you were talking about, AZ's got the plans in place. We have builders risk policies and construction policies as well. If your client is buying a vacant lot with the hopes to build in the future, they need to have a liability policy, because if Johnny skateboard comes on there and breaks an ankle, that property could be Johnny skateboards, right? So make sure to have that conversation with them, even if they're like, oh, it's cash, it's fine. It's in an LLC, it's fine, it's not fine. So we do have all kinds of insurance, but those would probably be the biggest concerns for you all. And then if you do have an insurance question, you can always text me. I try to be very accessible, especially for the people in this office, in case you have a problem, a question, a consideration that's coming up. But I don't want to talk forever. I can talk about insurance all day long.
So are you pretty much able to find fire insurance for houses these days, or are there somewhere it just isn't possible?
Well, I mean, we always have the worst case scenario. So California Fair Plan is the worst case scenario. That's the insurer of last resort in California. We have access to that. I do have some high fire policies available. And this is a conversation I've been having people. We can find you a solution. It may not be the solution you want. It might be ugly, but we'll find you a
really
solution. It's expensive, and high fire areas are expensive.
I got a quick, shameless plug for Alex. Thanks to my son making poor choices, Alex spent hours and hours and hours trying to find a replacement policy with her normal sources. Couldn't find it, called in a favor with a friend of hers at AAA. We changed over our auto insurance, our homeowners insurance, and we're saving a few thousand a year. She didn't make a penny off of us. She just did the work, and she was glad to do it. I'm really appreciative.
Of course. And honestly, like, that's the thing. I've been in insurance for a long enough time. I'm like you guys, I'm connected. So if I can't find a home for it, I will find a home for it. That's just kind of the way that our world works. And it's about connection and relationships rather than transactions. And you guys know that that is the way to be in our business.
Thank you, Alex.
Okay, we've got our awards.
If you guys noticed, end of the second quarter. Let's go on your second half goals. Are you on pace for your goals?
Better than what we were.
So, but we got our second quarter goals here, award here. So congratulations, top 20 individuals.
Well, top 20 in general,
In general,
or
yeah.
top 20, right? So this
Congrats.
isn't individuals or teams, just top 20, right?
As individuals.
Yes, as individuals, there you go.
Julian, congratulations. Leslie, congratulations. Dennis, Elliott, congratulations. Andy, Brian, Alicia, and Alicia. And Jonathan, congratulations on being. Francine, Jenny, Amethyst, Thelma, congratulations. Eternity, Andre, Swan, and Bobby Afton, round out to the top five. And number 4, AZ in the house, congratulations, Taylor Michael, and number 1 farm out. AZ, what did you do this quarter to get in the top 4?
He is the one who is managing the back office team, so I am involved only where the legal matters like compliance matters are. The team is the one who's managing all. of that.
So I'm just giving you guys a warning, if you want to talk to AZ, you shouldn't talk to AZ. You'll make a lot more progress if you do that.
Market about the changing scenario, starting about your product, all these things come together.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations, everyone, on being on the top 20. Okay, we have. Anyways, so we did it by, that was, oh, it was by volume, right? So that was units. Then.
That wasn't units, that was just our top 20. Those were, so including like just top 20 on the list, didn't separate anybody, just how we run top 20.
All right.
This is
By volume, congratulations, over 1 million in volume over the quarter. Our team-
Our deep is like addition. See, oh.
Forget it.
Got it.
Nobody can get their headshot, so I'm like, well,
There
I
you
don't
go.
want to
That's a
recognize
secret
them, so
agent.
secret agent.
Great, over 2 million, congratulations, Frank.
Working.
Working. Working, getting those high price listings, right? Awesome. Congratulations. Top individuals closed units, so this is by units. So congratulations to our top 8, Stephen T. Webb coming in at number 8. Dennis Elliott 6, Alicia 5, and also we're going to our top 4. Thelma, congratulations, 4, Francine 3, Jenny 2, and congratulations to Amethyst, number 1. If you're on this list, teams, closed units, and top volume. We're gonna go top 5. Here we go for the second quarter teams. Congratulations, Andre and the Z Real Estate Group. Over 13 units and 5 minutes. Congrats to Bonnie after number 4, over 6 million and 14 days. That's one of America's best teams, so congratulations to Bonnie. That is. On number 3, Eternity, congratulations, number 6. Congratulations to that team. And number 2, our number 2 team is the Farm Outlaw Real Estate. And our number 1 team is Michael Source for 30. Closing a month. As a team, so.
That is 8, or they're 8,
What?
but in the last 2 weeks, they had 8 on the board, so net.
So, hey, houses are still selling. We just gotta get mine. So congratulations to them. Commercial units at the top line. We have our top 3 here. Congratulations, Andy at number 3, 2 units. Long, congratulations, 6 units, 4 million sold. And our number 1 commercial team, congratulations, 7 units, over 5 million sold. Also, AZ was honored as one of America's best. Taking the spot, Twan. I just want you guys to know, Twan has held that spot
Yeah.
for a long, long
Yeah,
time.
new
And
strategy.
AZ is the first time he's taken over that spot, so congratulations to that team. Number 1 in commercial spelling. Noted. All right, we still have June. This is going to determine our parking spaces. We're about to give away our parking spaces for June 2023, so just for the month of June. Top 20. You have good June. Here we go. Number 20, Chris Anderson. Ivan, number 19. Wow, Pat. Jonathan, Twan, Eternity, Jenny, and Francine, top 20 so far. And congratulations, man, number 12. Nice one, Sean, Leslie, Amethyst, Andre, Bobby, Alfred, Thelma, and Alicia, congratulations, round them out to the top 9 Winner for AG3, Michael 2 and Pharma, congratulations to our top agent. All right, we got our $1 million club here. Here we go. So over 1 million closed. Over 2 million closed. Congratulations, Juan, AZ, and Michael. All right, we're up for our parking spots now. If you are on that top 20 list for June, you are eligible for the parking spots. You must be present to win. Nice.
Nice,
Noise.
nice.
All right, you're on the list. Here you go.
Shut up, AZ.
Hey, congratulations. John won the party. All AZ day today. Yes, sir. He does do that.
Okay, and that's for Farah, so if you see AZ parking there, kick him out.
Almost right.
That much. Does it not have to be spent either way?
Andrew's the first.
Congratulations, it's noon right now. Congratulations on, well done, all of you for working on it. I appreciate you all.
Sometimes you gotta